Hi everyone, I'm Katie Eakin-Ayala and this is my passage analysis. In this quintessential portrayal of monarchy obliging its brute force on the common man, Robert Southey's Wat Tyler is a play that brings to light the morbid realization of the commoner in the 18th century Britain. As part of the Romantic movement, lower class intellectuals and societies began to question their natural born places in the world and that of the established lords of the land. They spoke of liberty and justice through proper measures to not commit the same atrocities their oppressors perpetrated. In this play, title character Wat Tyler inspires a revolutionary movement to demand freedom from the chains of oppressive taxation upon the lands the poor tilled to make humble livings for their families after a tax collector attempts to accost his daughter. A splendid read, this play brings about many obvious yet complex issues with society during the time, in true romantic fashion, although the end result does not play to the commoner's advantage. The fact that it portrays anarchy at its truest form must be discussed. In line 151 of Act 2, scene changes to the Tower. A pivotal moment occurs when anarchy is welcomed by the piously obscured archbishop as the king reveals his fear of what is to come. What must we do? The danger grows more imminent. The mob increases. Every moment brings fresh tidings of our peril. It were well to yield them what they ask. Ay, my liege, were politic. Go boldly forth to meet them. Grant all they ask, however wild and ruinous. Meantime, the troops you have already summoned will gather round them. Then my Christian power absolves you of your promises. Were but their ringleaders cut off, the rabble would soon disperse. United in mass, there's nothing can resist them. Once divide them, and they will fall an easy sacrifice. Lull them by promises, bespeak them fair. Go forth, my liege, spare not, if need requires, a solemn oath to ratify the treaty. I dread their fury. 'Tis a needless dread. There is divinity about your person. It is the sacred privilege of kings, however they act, to render no account to man. The people have been taught this lesson, nor can they soon forget it. I will go. I will submit to everything they ask. My day of triumph will arrive at last. In this scene, the idea of freeing the individual rather than keeping them locked in chains of oppression is a revolving theme that is quickly annihilated by the means of the king's strategic counsel and armed forces. Despite fears of defeat, the king has provided a ploy to destroy the attack at the seams, with the graces of God providing absolution for the required actions to follow. This justification, as shocking and contradictory to the word of God, is intriguing to consider when looking at how it juxtaposes the manners in which John Ball plans to reason with the king and archbishop in order to achieve their goals of freedom. However, the fact that the archbishop puppeteers the king to commit these crimes as a sacred privilege of kings also begs the question: why is religion part of the suffering of man when man turns to God for salvation, not damnation?